Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together on this cloudy Thursday morning. I hope that everything is going well with all of you. It's good to see everyone making their way in on this lovely morning as we have the opportunity to be together here on Boker Tov. Please, as you make your way in, feel free to send greetings to others who are with us this morning and to me. It's really meaningful to start our day in this way together on a Torah day, a beautiful Thursday Torah day. So to one, to all, Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Good morning, Anne, and good morning to all. As we gather here on this beautiful day, as we start each day, let us start the day with gratitude today. Gratitude for awakening, for our physical selves, for the wonders of another day. Please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, uvarah vo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, שאם ייפתח אחד מהם, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, ורופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And that amazing gift of the spirit, of the soul, is also a source for gratitude that we are constantly linked to God, to the Eternal One. Please join me in this beautiful acknowledgement. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Please join me, La'asok b'divrei Torah, to echo, to mention our commitment to the wonder of learning Torah, of continuing to benefit from, to build on the amazing millennial tradition of our people. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. וערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat ve'amidrash shacharit v'yarvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. U'bikru cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. U'levayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let us continue on our journey as the people of Israel were themselves on a journey in the wilderness in the Torah portion that we will see this morning. Let's join in Baruch Amar in Hebrew and English, and then continue with Psalm 121, our psalm for journeys. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And let's continue with Shir Lama'alot, Esa'inai el Heharim. I will look only upward, past the mountains, for my help comes from the one beyond. My help comes from the eternal maker of heaven and earth. Ever alert, your guardian will never allow your foot to stumble. The guardian of Israel never rests, never sleeps. The eternal will watch over you as a shadow cast by your right hand. You will not be overcome by the sun nor abandoned by the moon. The eternal will guard you from all evil, watching over you. The eternal will guard you as you set out and as you return from this very moment until the end of time. And let's continue joining together in Shema Yisrael, chanting the last paragraph on this Torah day. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, אמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת. והיה להם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, this morning's Torah portion, this week's Torah portion, Baha'alotecha, is about the raising of the menorah and second chances, as we saw on Monday, and different evolutions and appearances of characters in Torah and their connection to them. And the parasha in the book of Shemot, in which the 10 commandments, Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 utterances, were delivered, is named Yitro, for Moshe's father-in-law. And Moses' father-in-law, Yitro, has many names. He is a complex character, being a priest of Midian. And now in the book of Bamidbar, when the people are traveling through the wilderness, it is he who is going along with the people. And we have in the midst of our Torah portion this week an additional conversation that I find really fascinating, and I wanted to just share with you about what it says and what it doesn't say, between Moses and his father-in-law, here called Chovav ben Reuel, clearly identified in the second line as Choten Moshe, as Moses' father-in-law, but called here not Yitro, but one of the 6 names by which he's known in our tradition. He has, at least, shall we say, many different characters. And here is this brief conversation between the two of them. Moses said to Chovab, son of Reuel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out for the place of which the Eternal has said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will be generous with you, for the Eternal has promised to be generous to Israel." "I will not go," he replied to him, "but will return to my native land." He said, "Al na ta'azov otanu, please do not leave us, inasmuch as you know where we should camp in the wilderness and can be our guide. So if you come with us, we will extend to you the same bounty that the Eternal grants us." They marched from the mountain of Adonai, from the mountain of the Eternal, a distance of 3 days. The Ark of the Covenant of the Eternal traveled in front of them on that 3 days' journey to seek out a resting place for them, and the Eternal's cloud kept above them by day as they moved on from the camp. The 3 days, just like the 3 days of preparation at Sinai, is the 3 days after they leave Sinai. It's a fascinating time, a symbol of great significance. And I wonder, what is Moses doing here? Moses speaks to his father-in-law, and he doesn't want him to go, but rather wants him to stay with them. Why? When we speak to others who really matter to us, what is the real motivation for us? On the one hand, um, the most obvious, what he says is, "Come with us and be our guide." The Torah immediately mentions that they're traveling, and that the ark travels in front of them, and that God's cloud of presence kept above them. So God directly is leading the people. So is it that Moses lacks faith and he's worried that the cloud might disappear and he, in charge of this entire throng, would need the wisdom and experience in the wilderness of his father-in-law to guide them? Is that after all of this, does Moses have challenges of faith? Could be it. Or is he just saying that because he's trying to keep his family together and wants his family, his wife and children and his father-in-law to stay with them, having been separated them from a long time earlier in Torah? Or maybe could it be something else that uh, that motivates Moses to say to his father, "Be part of us." Maybe he really wants him to do just that, to be part of us. And though the commentators imagine that Yitro Chovav, that he became a Jew and converted, they imagine that in commentaries on earlier verses. That doesn't seem to fit with the Torah, where when said, "Come with us and God will be gracious to you," he says, "No, I'm going to return to my moledet, to the land from which I come." Um, it is an interesting small section in Torah, one that doesn't get the attention that it deserves, not merely for this enigmatic character of Moses' father-in-law, but even more so for our understanding of Moshe Rabbeinu, of Moses, our leader, our teacher, and the kind of role, the kind of understanding, the kind of emotion, the kind of experience that such a character would represent. He is presented as the ultimate Jewish leader, and yet he clearly seems to have, I don't know, some kind of doubts, some kind of mixture of an agenda that is for the people as a whole, with his own needs or wants or fears or imaginations. It's hard to know. If even Moses was not a perfect leader, was not one who always just had what God wanted in mind, then maybe there is no perfect leader. And maybe it's not perfection to always be 1,000% true to some external standard, but rather to realize that as human beings, we are in covenant with God and in service to God, and at the same time, we are also needing to look after ourselves and our own emotions and experiences. There are so many different possible lessons that we could have, but at least it reminds us, even with Moses and his father-in-law, in the midst of the profound story of our people, of their basic humanity. And as we honor the soldiers of the IDF forced to continue to fight this war of some 615 days, um, we think of their humanity and of the cost it must have to do not what they would choose, but what they must. So let's honor them by reciting this prayer that hopes not only for their safety, but that their sacrifice of time at least, and hopefully not more, might lead to a better world and a more peaceful kind of world for all in that region and for all. Please join me. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי לגוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Well, let's continue with our prayer for all in need of healing, for those in our circle of family and friends, for those in our community, for those in Israel who may be injured or unwell, and especially for those who continue to be forcibly isolated, held hostage for all this painfully absurd amount of time, this criminal ongoing crime against humanity that happens each and every day as the world looks on and refuses to demand that it end. We call upon the world to awaken and make that demand, and for them to be brought home as we turn for each of us and all of us to these words of healing. And so for those whose names have been given to me and given to Temple and whose names have been placed in the chat, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ותרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful to be here together to connect and reflect, and now it is time for us to remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those who we've taken into our hearts with our own. During the last 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Audrey Albert, Conrad Cohen, Bernie Little. And we remember all victims of terror and war, including terror victims David Libi, Gad Hagai, Judith Weinstein Hagai, Gadi Hagai, excuse me if I said that wrong, Sarah Milgram, Tzila Gez, Yaron Lashinsky, and the following IDF personnel whose lives have been lost in this past 30 days. Yishai Eliakim Ulbach, Yosef Yehuda Chirak, Ofek Balhana, Danilo Mokano, Leo Steinberg, Omer Van Gelder, Uri Yonatan Cohen, Yam Fried, Yoav Raver, Tom Ratzstein, Chen Gross, Dejan Daniel Sahalo, Tzvi Feldman, Alon Farkas. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on the 16th day of Sivan, the 12th of June, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Louis Adelberg, Norman Albert, Stanley Allen, Charles Newton Capel, Reuben Devlin, Philip Gordon, Yetta Grossman, Miriam Justine, Jerome Palter, Mitchell Scharf, David Schmidt, Florence Snyderman. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabah, be'alma divarach hiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon, v'b'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru, amen. Yeheh shmeh rabah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitomam v'yitnaseh v'yitadao v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemed kudsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'mu. Amen. Yeheh shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'mu. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mumav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'mu. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, it's an honor to be here with you today and a pleasure. I hope it's been a significant time for you as well. Temple is grateful for those who contribute and make all of our gatherings possible. A contribution has been made by the Albert family to the Rabbi's Discretionary Fund, observing Yahrzeit for Norman Albert. And an additional contribution has been made by the Albert family to the Minyan Fund, marking the conclusion of Shloshim for Audrey Albert. And a contribution has been made also to the Minyan Fund by Ron Justine, observing Yahrzeit for Miriam Justine. Please join us again tomorrow here on Boker Tov or in person at Temple at 7:30 a.m. Boker Tov. Make it a good one.